Well, hello there, my friends. We're taking a look at another game here by Starny Games, Fight for Freedom. It's another one in the Strategic Command, or Strategic Mind series, pardon me, that has come out here, and I want to take a look. So, let's jump in without further ado.
Of the Western powers could not stop Hitler's growing ambitions, and only as
So it looks like we've got a UK and we've got a US campaign. We're going to jump into the UK campaign, stick with reasonable difficulty, and let's have a look. Hit that like and comment. Thank you.
So much for efforts to appease Hitler.
I guess they still haven't invested in voice actors.
Long enough to realize dictators only understand overwhelming power.
Well, my troops are ready and eager to drive the Germans back into Germany.
I wish the French were also ready. I've seen their frontline troops.
And if everybody in the comments, tell Starny Games, like, why they should use voice actors and not just use developers to do these reads. I think they need to know, because to me it kills immersion.
Our politicians disagree. They declared war on Germany, but it seems like they expect Hitler to back off because of some harsh words.
I take it Prime Minister Chamberlain won't authorize an offensive operation?
He won't. I will get him to come around eventually, but we'll lose precious time while he dithers and dallies.
How much more time does he want? If the French and the British don't strike now, Poland is doomed. Along with their hopes of resolving this war quickly.
I'm telling you, the French are not ready to strike. And I won't risk our expeditionary force all by itself.
If the French aren't ready now, they won't be any more ready in a year. They'll learn to fight once they get into action. We must strike now when the German defenses are weak.
That is true, but I won't waste my men's lives. Brooke is right. We need a clear plan.
Finally, a measured opinion. The situation is anything but clear. Gentlemen, any ideas on how we tackle this operation?
Alright guys, let's jump into the gameplay. I wish they would frankly just cut out that animation part entirely. I mean, if you're not gonna bother to pay people to do it, just get rid of it. There's no need for it.
Was against our involvement in the Saar offensive. But I managed to convince him this would show our solidarity with the French in our willingness to take decisive action.
Spend that much money on animation and spend no money on your voice actors.
This is chiefly a French
As a voice actor, it annoys me to no end.
And try to keep our troops unharmed. Your main task here will be to capture a lodgment for a continued offensive. Capture the picket at the German border and the city of Hornbach.
Understood, sir. We'll begin immediately.
General Alexander, our forward would have been odd.
Alright guys, so pretty straightforward approach here. We are playing with the British Expeditionary Force, and we need to try and capture these locations. So let's approach with caution, just take our regular units first of all, and we'll get up here, get the high ground.
Both core and non-core units.
Alright, nice. And I guess from here we can fire down on them, but I want to get a few more guys in here, see if we can't just entirely encircle the enemy. So let's put
ammunition and fuel icon.
This fellow here. Gotta love the animations for each unit. That is just a wonderful part of this game, is being able to really see up close and personal with each of these units. And let's also grab the fighter, not the fighter, the bomber. Actually, I'll carry out the attack with the bomber here. Let's go. Wonderful. Might as well just get away from the actual city itself now that we've carried out the attack. And with the cruiser A13, get right up close and personal, although we won't attack with him first. We just want to make sure that we trap the enemies in this city. So again, there are 2 Allied campaigns in this game, not just a British one, but an American one as well. Let's go in for the attack.
With the numbers above the unit being attacked.
Okay. And now I think we can go ahead and start carrying out the attack with our infantry units. Let's take a look here. 1 to 4, pretty good odds here. And I think even with just an attack here from the Dingo, we might be able to break through. Now, typically, you don't want to go through with a Dingo for a city attack, but there's a first time for
General
everything.
Alexander, I am sending you more reinforcements as we speak. The Matilda II heavy tanks, among others. Try to keep them where they can maneuver, and no enemy weapon will pierce their armor.
Greetings, General Alexander. An MI6 agent contacted me recently and mentioned that a shipment of machine guns has just been transferred to a warehouse in Walsheim. I believe a small detour is now in order.
According to the plan, Walsheim is to be captured by the French. But then, if we're in a position to get there first, what's the harm? One cannot tell these German names from each other. Mistakes are bound to be made. Thank you, General Menzies.
Alright, so we can actually grab those supplies and make sure the Germans don't get their hands on them. Why not? So we're going to proceed forth into the fray. In fact, it looks like there's 2 different areas we have to take now. Yep, 1, 2, Hornbach, maybe even Robenheim. Well, no matter. Let's keep on pushing forward.
Tanks are ideal for a rapid offensive in open terrain. However, they...
Oh, I like that. Just knocking the signpost out of the way there. Alright, we'll have to wait till next turn to move the rest of the army, of course. We can move this artillery piece forward, although I don't want to get it too close to those tanks. They could undergo an attack next turn, for all I know. So let's just get up there. Hopefully they don't attack that artillery piece either. And we've got plenty of artillery pieces over here as well, so we're just going to follow up, as well as an AA gun, I believe. But I'm going to keep the AA gun here for now. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to need that AA gun elsewhere, for instance. Do the same with the anti-tank weapon. Again, keeping these supply trucks out here is typically not a good idea, but I think we'll be okay on this first mission. I hope so, anyway.
Infantry is good for assaulting the enemy.
Alright, guys, let's end the turn and see exactly what the Germans are going to do about this. It looks like we could actually go ahead and get into the city, but we are currently in our trucks, as you can see. So here's to hoping the Germans don't have anyone in this tiny town here of Medelsheim. Don't think so. Alright, we're alright, and we'll end the turn. Alright, I'm really hoping they don't hit those vehicles, specifically the supply trucks, because that's going to just hurt units unnecessarily. And, oh, this is cool. Since it is, of course, the invasion of France, we do have the French here fighting back against the Germans, which is quite beautiful, and looks quite nice there. But I'm curious to see if they actually get their own French planes. It does look like it. Also, maybe some Schaufschat machine guns and assorted tanks. Yeah, it does look like the tanks over here are French tanks. So a pretty good start. I wonder if we get to play with the French at any point. Probably unlikely. Nicely done. All right. They can thank us for sending over Hurricanes for them to use, but we'll leave that at that. And once again, the French tanks still pushing on through. So this is really the goal, or one of the secondary objectives, is capturing Walsheim before the French do. We're not currently at war with the French, obviously, but we do want to try and, well, have a little more strategic prowess than they do, of course. They seem to be doing a pretty good job here, though, overrunning several of these cities. Let's see if it continues. Some pretty decent counterattacks by the French, I must say. Yeah, they're doing quite well. I'm not sure about getting, and I think that's where Walsheim is, right there in the center. I'm not sure about getting there before them. I mean, they seem to be pretty well stocked with these tanks. Are these Char 1Bs? It's some sort of French tank, but they have a lot of units here. So for us to take this location, the Germans are going to have to actually assist a bit and damage the French a little bit. So I don't know how we could divert attacks over to the French. If that was an option, that's something we might want to go for. Now, the good news is we did not get attacked at all. Our trucks did not get attacked, so we can go ahead and continue using them. There's Breitfort. I think that's going to be one of the border settlements, or sorry, Hornbach will probably be one of the border settlements. We're going to find out as we approach, of course, but this was the place that had the MI6 agent, I believe. Welsheim, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try to take it. There's a minefield in front of it, which is not going to make things easy, but let's push forward. Of course, we're kind of going off the beaten path. We're taking a detour for this particular situation, but I hope it's going to be worth it. Huh, we do need the recon vehicle. I didn't mean to do that! Damn it. Although I didn't know we could do that. We just demined the area with our tank. I didn't even know that was an option. And consequently, we also got a visual of what exactly is in this city. So first things first. Can we hit him at this range? No, we've got to get closer. We will push forward with this unit right here, just our regulars, and try and damage the position within the town. I really want to see if we can get those MI6 agents, and I'm not sure what happens for finding the weapons, but I'm sure it's going to give us something, maybe logistics bonuses, maybe supply bonuses, I'm not sure. I want to find out. So as you can see, usually attacking into a city is never a good idea. I'm taking that risk this time, though, because that's how desperate I am to find out what's in the damn city. Alright, let's continue forward. Might as well try to go here first. What have we got inside the city? So just infantry. We've got that heavy armor, so we should be able to do quite a bit of damage, despite the fact that we're attacking a city here. And look at that, 3 down, so quite a nice little attack there. And again, if we didn't have the heavy armor, maybe attacking into a city like that would actually not work out very well for us. Now this is going to be the 40mm. I believe this is an anti-air weapon. So let's keep her far away from the situation. Bring the other artillery piece over here to the middle, and I'm hoping that the range is good enough here. And let's grab that Daimler Dingo. I don't know if you guys remember this one from the last battle, or the first part of this battle, I should say. We're going to get him up close and personal, right through the forest there. It's a small enough vehicle to get through forest. There's no real reason to attack here because we'd end up taking more damage than we would actually dish out. What I will try to do is bring in bombers for that German group right there. See if we can't take the airfield and maybe complete another one of those objectives. It also looks like demining minefields could add to our secondary score, which does help overall in the game. Alright, time to put our fighters to use, and we're going to go ahead and attack this Bf-109 Messerschmitt here. Should be able to knock him down. Well, we got him down to 1, so very, very close. And let's push forward with the armor. I'm going to ignore this area for now. I think I'm just going to assist our guys in taking this city, and this city, of course, and then, of course, we can move east to the border provinces. I think that's the right approach, anyway. Just making sure we're not forgetting any actual units. I don't think so. And those French are really going quite fast. Don't want to be embarrassed by the French, that's for sure. Alright, let's end the turn. We are going to turn it over to the French, of course. And we're not going to do any reinforcement right now. Actually, we could reinforce this unit, I believe, by 1. Let's just run through our units and make sure they are fully reinforced. Although a lot of these guys are away from supply areas, so that may or may not be an option right now. I think we'll turn it over to the French. Here we go, folks. As always, if you are enjoying this series, I would really, really appreciate it if you please hit that like button and comment down below. It helps more than you can imagine. And frankly, if we don't get those comments and likes up, this channel will not be around for long. That's not a threat, that's just a fact. Look at that, French Air Force still doing a damn fine job here against the Germans. And I think we're also going to be knocking a Messerschmitt out of the sky next turn. Looks like that particular one is just kind of demoralized. Now, even though we're rooting for the French because, you know, they're working with us and all that, we're not really rooting for them because if they get to this location first, well then, you know, we lose quite a lot of prestige. And obviously, we're English generals. We're not trying to lose any prestige, for goodness sakes. That would be ridiculous. So there we go, nighttime. And one thing I love about this particular series, Strategic Mind, is this nighttime focus. We've even got lights searching for our planes, but that's not going to stop us from dishing out some damage, no matter how small the damage may be. It looks like even at night we don't get as much damage even with our planes, because I guess it would be harder to see the targets, so that's pretty accurate. I'd love to get that infantry unit forward, or at least get one of these other tank units forward, and see if we can't take this city this turn. Or really take this airfield this turn. City I could care less about. Open fire. There we go. The enemy has surrendered, guys. We also got a little bit of experience. And I'm going to push on through and capture that location. Absolutely wonderful. Now, that looks like an anti-tank weapon. No, it's a 105mm gun. Yeah, I'm a little afraid of dealing with that right now. I think we'll keep our distance. So look at this. They are trying to get into the city before us. Sneaky, sneaky French. And again, I believe this is where the supplies were. This is where our SAS agents said we would find them. So let's get in there.
Walsheim is ours,
Oh,
General
yes.
Alexander. You should have seen the faces of those French officers when they saw our Union Jack flying over the town hall. And we found those German MGs. No match for our Vickers, but not bad either.
So that's hilarious. Obviously slightly upsetting the French because we got there before they did, and they were supposed to take this location, but again, we went ahead and took that out of their hand, took that option out of their hands. Now let's kill some Jerrys running away in the forest. Death to the fascists. Get 'em, boys. Good shooting. Looks like a complete and utter surrender. In the meantime, we shall take this tank, and I'm going to proceed towards the eastern border villages here, or towns. So let's push this way. We might undergo some enemy defenders over here, especially that infantry unit. But you know what? If we have a chance to do some damage and not take much in return, I might go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, it looks like we would certainly be the ones taking more damage in this fight. So let's not even think about it. However, we've got this artillery for a reason. Prepare to fire, boys. Wonderful. Also lowered entrenchment a bit. And I think it's time for us to knock down the Messerschmitt. Nighttime shoot down. And since he's landing behind our lines... Oh, he's not landing behind our lines. If he does end up landing behind our lines, we should be able to take him into a prisoner of war camp fairly soon here. Which helps everybody. I'm just looking around. Where can we shoot? Alright, we're going to push here. I wonder if we can actually acquire some new core units. I believe we can. I want to see how many points we have. 567. So this is pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie. 400 for one of these Matildas. And I'm also really loving those bombers. You know what, guys? I am gonna bring in a Bristol bomber. It's going to be 640 points. Actually, we don't have 640, so we're going to have to go for something else. Some artillery would be useful as well. But you know what? Let's just bring in some good old-fashioned Gurkhas. We haven't tried the Gurkhas yet. These are specialized units. I'm hoping that they'll pop out here next turn. Otherwise, we may have to actually assign them ourselves. Alright, I think that's it for that particular front. Just checking to make sure we haven't forgotten any units, but that's gonna be it. Ending the turn, folks. Wish us luck as always. And let's hope that the Gurkhas wind up over here next turn. We'll have to wait and see. In fact, let's purchase another unit of Gurkhas too. Why not? Or in this case, you know what? We'll take one of the cruiser tanks. Then again, 400. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get one of the Matildas. I've been wanting to get it anyway, so here we go. See if we have any heroes that we can assign. Different heroes can, of course, be assigned to different units. We will take a look here and kind of start assigning them, although I think that takes a while. I think we have to wait a bit for that to start occurring. All right, let's end the turn. Getting closer to victory. At least I hope so. At least I hope so. There we go, knocking out a German plane out of the sky. Always a good thing. Except when it's the French doing it, of course. Again, this is a race against the French. They're not our enemies, but we're certainly trying to outmaneuver them. And how did the French get this ridiculously good air force? It's because we gave them all these hurricanes. They're using, essentially, English planes to affect the same ultimate, ultimate goal, I guess. So much going on at once. Here we go, here we go. I'm just gonna kind of skip through. Our focus is with our men, of course. So let's get back over here as quickly as possible. And I'm still worried about this eastern position, just because that infantry seems to be unnecessarily strong. Even weakening them with the artillery, it looks like we're going to take some damage. Wow, okay. There is a minefield here. You know what? Let's demine this location. I did not mean to do that. We want to demine this location. Here we go. Sending the tank crew out to demine it, of all things. But that's actually one of the objectives, one of the secondary objectives. So if we can complete it, we certainly will. Following up on the attack here. I think we should be able to knock him right out of this area completely. And of course, at this point, it'll be 100% under English control. I see the French hanging out with their Panhard. I don't even know what kind of tank this is. Right outside of our city, but they are not getting in. It's got to be a Renault for sure. That much we know. But I'm not sure what kind of Renault we're looking at here. Okay, do we want to go east or do we want to go west? I think we want to go east, of course. Let's take this artillery piece. He seems to be a little more downwind and not likely to take much damage in return. There we go. Also lowered entrenchment a bit. Don't mind if I do. You know what? We'll take some damage, but I think it's worth it. And each attack is just going to make us stronger and stronger, so I'm going for it. Good old-fashioned close quarters attack. I think by next turn, we will be in that city. In fact, if we want to be really risky, we can go ahead and attack with a bomber. We're not sure if they have AA support, although I don't think they do. And there we go. Is that it? Yes, we destroyed that unit. Let's take the city. Wonderful, guys. Yet another one under our control, also giving us some additional prestige points, which is wonderful. If we'd like, we could also go ahead and reinforce this unit. Let's go ahead and do that. Might as well get him back to his original strength. We should probably do the same with this unit, too. Reinforce. But again, every time we do this, take a look up here at our prestige. If we don't have sufficient prestige to reinforce, then we're not going to be able to. So we always want to make sure we have sufficient prestige to carry out these attacks. Look at that fighter plane. I might fly him over just to get a look at what the enemy's got over here. So here we go. Now, he's not a recon plane, but he can at least give us a basic idea of what the enemy has. And of course, we're just in this tiny, tiny portion of the map. The French really are in control of this entire French portion of the map, of course. I believe this is in the Saarland area, if somebody wants to correct me on that, but it's essentially the area where many French living in that particular part of Germany and many Germans living in that particular part of France, kind of right there on the border. Or is it Alsace-Lorraine? Let us know in the comments below here. All right, without further ado, let's keep this attack going and end the turn. Wait a minute. Before we do anything, we're going to drop these reserve units, our Gurkha and our Matilda 2 tank. And I was hoping that we can move them, like, really, really far up over here. But unfortunately, we've got to start over here by the bases, which, hey, makes sense. There we go. Matilda and the Gurkhas. And I think that that's going to be it. All right, let's get back to all units. And yeah, we're going to have to wait a turn before we move these reserve units. Although it's something to keep in mind for later. And you know what? There's really no reason to keep this Bofors here. We might as well start pushing forward to this location right on the border. We're going to be heading there anyway. All right, without further ado, ending the turn. I'm trying to skip past a lot of these fights with the French. If you guys don't want me to do that, let me know in the comments, but I just don't want to put you through watching every single battle in the game, but maybe you'd like to see every single battle in the game. Again, you're the viewer. Let me know. German Panzer putting up a good fight, but I think the Renault here should be able to destroy it. Good job by the French allies. Allies, quote unquote. Alright, we're gonna speed through here, boys. There we go. I don't mind giving them a few views, but in general, I kind of want to keep the focus on us. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting Rubenheim here. I'm really hoping that's not considered one of the border settlements. I'm thinking that Hornbach is the one that's considered a border settlement, but I'm not 1,000% sure. So, we're going to head over there with a tank. And unfortunately, I don't think it makes much of a difference because we wouldn't even have the movement points to get in here this turn. And we'd also do a lot of damage to ourselves. So we're going to ignore that this turn for now, at least. Let's keep pushing east with the rest of our armor. I hope the French can't just sneak up behind us and grab that position anyway. Just to make sure that's not an option, I'm going to send the infantry here to just kind of hold it. Let's be honest, I don't think it would surprise anybody here, would it? Not even my French fans. Here we go. Let's hope there's no mines here as well. But we've got quite a few Matildas outside of the city, and I'm hoping that's sufficient to really capture it. Of course, it's always good to have infantry support too in these situations, but beggars can't be choosers, right? In fact, I might even send in our fighters just to kind of test their defenses and see what they've got in store for us. Let's do it. It is a sacrifice. It's a CAS mission disguised as a... Or I should say it's a recon mission disguised as a CAS mission. We did do a little bit of damage there. Not too bad. I expected a lot less. That's right. We already got an attack run. Nobody's in need of any actual reinforcements or anything like that, so we're pushing in the recce vehicle. And there are mines right there. We could have gotten rid of that minefields demine secondary objective. So maybe next turn we'll get a unit in here and do just that. In fact, I wonder, can the AA guys do it? I don't think so. But you know what? We'll keep the AA guys here just in case the enemy decides to show up with any of their Luftwaffe buddies. I don't think they will, though. And in the meantime, I'm going to take all of the artillery pieces and get them as close as I can to that new front. Get our regulars up. Look at this, completely converging on the city. Let's just hope that that's not the city we had to take right there. Gurkha's on the way. Now, had we gotten them a transport vehicle, it would have been slightly more expensive, but they would be getting to their location faster. By the way, come on, guys, it's the Gurkhas. Can we get their own animation? I don't think that's too much to ask. So I have a lot of Germans up there. That could be a counterattack. All right, folks. Oh, this time they actually went straight for the supply trucks. Well played. French did just demine that area. Well done. And who knows, maybe we have a chance to hop on over back west and take that city. Only time will tell. Yeah, their tanks are taking quite a beating. If they don't repair them, who knows? Here we go. The Sa offensive continues. Why the hell are the French flying over us? It's really, really sus, France. Alright, guys. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's finish this area off. Look at that. We're actually going to take some damage, so let's just directly target their artillery in that case. Their artillery are not going to give up without a fight. Sudden attack! We got a little bonus there, a little experience boost for the sudden attack. I like that. Where is that bomber? Here he is. Let's bring the bomber in and... Oh, you know what? I think either our bomber is unable to bomb at night, or we need to land with him. Yeah, we need to land and rearm. Let's do that quickly. It's going to take some time. There she goes. And in the meantime, we'll push forward with the armor that we've got here. Unfortunately, look at that. We do have to weaken them. But the first thing I'm going to do is go here to the HQ skills and try and reinforce. Can't be activated. All right. Gonna have to wait a bit. We don't have enough prestige points, unfortunately. One more demining, and I believe we've accomplished that mission, so I can't help myself. Let's demine. We were an easy target, and we took some hits, but this opens up a nice road for attack.
Credit to our sappers.
Alright, guys, we got some actual victory points and prestige from that. We could have used that to reinforce the men, but it's a bit too late for that. Hold on now. We've got some more artillery here. Let's give their artillery another attack. Hell, I might even taken the... Oh, we already attacked with the fighter planes. What's wrong with me? I might even taken the AA gun and go for some attacks. So let's push forward here and just see if we can't weaken them. We're actually probably going to end up taking more damage than we're dishing out, but my goal here is to try and suppress the enemy, try and overwhelm them with our attacks. There we go, losing some entrenchment and taking quite a bit of damage. I'm hoping that by next turn, as long as they don't get any reinforcements, they're going to be in quite a bit of trouble. In fact, we're going to move this Matilda back because I believe we've got Matilda's buddy, Matilda 3, in for a vicious assault on this German-held city. Here we go, boys. Fire! And that's it, guys. They are down to one. One more, and the game is ours. In fact, I'm going to try to cut off their northern road approach just to make sure they're not getting any supplies from up there. And I believe we can go ahead and wait for next turn. Now, I'm really hoping that's not a city we needed. We'll soon find out. They've got it completely surrounded, too. There we go. I believe they just took it. Yeah, so I don't believe that was the main objective, thank goodness. I believe we have to capture the border settlements, and we've also done great in terms of avoidable losses. We came into this operation not wanting to lose any guys on the British side. We really don't want to be officially part of the war yet. We're kind of just helping the French. So keep that in mind, and hopefully this is victory right here. Before we attack with him... Oh! Didn't want to do that. That works, though. That works. Actually, managed to get some damage either way. And despite that artillery piece being there... You know what? Actually, because that artillery piece is there, and because look at that damage differential, I am going to take the shot. Nice! Entrenchment is crushed there. Let's move up with the infantry And the infantry should do very well against the artillery here. Only one more point. That's all they've got left, and then they're completely destroyed. And the French are actually helping us on this one, so well played. Well played. Let's give the glory to the AA gun here. Nice. They fled almost immediately. And hopefully we should be able to just follow things up by attacking immediately, basically, and wiping out the rest of the artillery. There we go, guys. They are overrun, and we have taken the location.
Are now in control of the German border outposts. I have to say the Germans don't seem too eager to resist. Most of their forces are still in the rear.
I don't like this. Keep your wits about you. There must be a reason the Germans are stalling. I'm sure they have a cunning plan. They should, for their own sake. Now, you must capture the airfield in Breitfurt. Do this, and we'll be able to reinforce you with some aviation.
Understood, sir. We're on the move. We took the Breitfurt airfield.
Yes, I was wondering.
Splendid. The reinforcements are on their way. As promised, I have dispatched some aviation to strengthen your troops. Your next target is to approach the Siegfried Line by capturing the key points close to it. The cities of Rubenheim, Mandelbachtal, Ormesheim, and Hallberg.
Oh boy. Okay. Are we gonna end up having to attack the French guys? I don't know. But orders are orders. We're gonna try and capture those locations. Seize all the victory objectives. Yeah, this seems like a tough one, but fair enough. If we're given a mission, we're gonna try and take it. Now, it looks like we could approach from the north here. Let the enemy kind of cut through this area. Although that just seems like way too much work. So I'm just gonna keep on heading west. I'm also really curious to see what happens in regards to that city. Do we get control of it, or what happens here? Or maybe 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you know what? You know what? I think I figured it out. So it's as long as we both take those cities, that's fine. Because the French have that one. There's only 3 left over here. So that's fine, not a big issue. We just need to take the rest, and it doesn't even need to be us. At this point, we really are working together with the French, if I'm not mistaken, and trying to assist them in taking that location quickly. Let's try and stop those German tanks immediately. Put a stop to that. They've got a lot of armor attacking from the north. This looks like a pretty severe counterattack.
General Alexander, the Germans are counterattacking.
Yep, what did I say?
They found their fighting spirit at last. Requesting permission to break some teeth.
Make it so, Montgomery. Remind the Germans of the fear we put in their grandfathers back in 1918.
Love that line. Love that line. All right. Get another bomber here. Let's go ahead and hit their reconnaissance vehicles here. Nice! Also lowered that entrenchment quite a bit. I'll even bring in the fighter plane to target their infantry. I think our Messerschmitts will do quite well with a... our Messerschmitts, our Spitfires will do quite well with a CAS attack. We lowered entrenchment. At least we scared them a little bit. But I agree that we should do even more damage. Get the artillery over here. Still got some Germans on the northern side of the city. And I think they've surrendered completely. The issue is that we still got Germans trying to attack from the north here, so we're going to have to get even more units to the front lines. And certainly the Gurkhas and the tanks we just got might have to divert them over to the west, unfortunately. Let's do it. Looks like the Germans even have positions over here to the west of the French. So they're very close to the front lines. All right, best of luck to our French friends. I mean, we need their help just as much as they need our help. Let's see who ends up taking more cities. First, just a quick look to see if I can reinforce anybody. Nice. Might as well get the AA gun over here, too. Alright, let's end that turn. Oh, they are not giving us a break. They're going right into the attack here. They don't have a lot of intel, though, as they approach. So hopefully we can mop these guys up quite quickly. French allies, do what you gotta do. Love these visuals, by the way. Great to see the French assisting here. That's wonderful. Alright, beautiful. Even over here on the eastern side of the front, they are really helping quite a bit. And they are advancing towards those objective cities. So, again, hoping that they're really going to be of help. This rain is not going to help anyone, I can tell you that. But the first thing we have to do is get these Jerry's off our back. Let's try to do it as quickly as possible. In fact, I want to fall back and then try to fire. We'll take some damage, but we'll destroy this tank in time. Might even be able to destroy this thing with an AA gun, to be honest, but I don't want to take that risk. Yep, look at this. Easy attack, and we can get behind the enemy with the Dingo, which is beautiful. But let's just go ahead and push them up to the front, because there is another infantry unit over here that can do a lot of damage to the Dingo. Good shot. We'll push them forward just to make way for the Matilda here. And let's see if she can't completely eviscerate that unit right there. I was hoping she could. It doesn't look like it, though. In the meantime, though, let's see if we can get some reinforcements for this unit. I don't think so. How much would max reinforcement be? That'll have to do. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, cool. Why not? Of course, because of the weather and because of their defensive situation there, it doesn't look like we're going to be doing too much damage. And we do have this infantry unit. We could bring him back to assist, but I think we need to push forward. That's right. Push forward towards the enemy. Also keep an eye on the French. I don't want to go too close to the enemy line with a truck. Let's stay, like, right there. Let's take our bombers. These are the guys that are really going to be of assistance here. And look at that. Look at the damage we can already do to this vehicle, folks. Also an absolutely fabulous experience boost, but we do need to get that guy back to his airfield fairly soon, let's say. Alright, folks. Being careful to avoid civilian casualties here. Wow, he's fleeing. I thought we would actually destroy him this time. He is retreating. The French may end up getting him, believe it or not. Oh, wait a minute. Not if our wonderful Hurricane has anything to say about it. Thought it was a Spitfire. No, this is a Hurricane. Let's finish him off. Good kills, good kills. And there, all they have there is just that German unit to the north. We're not going to worry about them too much. We do still want to keep our eyes on these guys to the east, but I'm not going to worry, like, excessively about them. We need these tanks to help us continue pushing. So let's do exactly that. Also got this artillery piece kind of just hanging out doing nothing. We'll bring him for our great western offensive, as I'm going to call it. And I almost forgot. We still have a cruiser over here. Let's get a look at the enemy position. They've got mines everywhere here. So we're going to get behind their lines. Just take a look. We're going to have to get a better look, obviously. And that's where this recon vehicle comes in. Or maybe just a recon plane. Anti-tank weapon. Might as well get him kind of set up there. And where are our Gurkhas? Alright, boys. It's going to take you a while to get here, but I can see that they are trying their absolute best. And we'll end the turn right there. Right now, our losses are getting very close to the unavoidable. We're trying to avoid as many losses as possible. We're getting to the point where we've taken too many losses, according to the British High Command. But so be it, as long as we complete the primary objective. We've already completed quite a few of those secondary ones, but, of course, continuing to do them is definitely in our best interest. So I'm not going to worry about that infantry unit right now. Like, I want to send... Yeah, we're going to send this guy directly over here. Go, infantry. Nighttime is also a decent time to start moving. Let's take our bomber, and we are going to hit that location immediately. Likely not going to do any damage at all, but it's the thought that counts and the terror inflicted. Yes! Lost a little bit of entrenchment there. Nice. Did get an ambush, though, from a likely AA gun. Let's carry out another attack on them. Hopefully, the French will take this turn to demine that area. Or, you know what? I can make it even easier for them. Let's just demine it. Some of our men are obviously going to be taken out by enemy skirmishers there, as they tried to demine. But I think that's a good start. Could even, if we want to be really cheeky, we could put the AT gun here, even though it's going to take some damage, simply in an effort to stop the French from getting a foothold. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Let's see what else we can do here. That's right, we've got artillery. I'm curious to see how much damage the artillery can actually do there, but... I think it's best if we just move him forward and use him next turn. So let's do that. Always tempted to use artillery, I can't lie about that. Again, I'm ignoring that infantry, and I'm pushing the artillery forward for our renewed offensive. We also, I didn't do it this turn, but we really need to consider taking those planes back to the airfield soon. They can't stay out here forever, of course. Let's do a strafing run, why not? Yeah, we're gonna let the French hold the airfield. Proceed westwards. I think that will be the next city to fall. Here we go, guys. We don't have a lot of turns to go, though. We've got to be a lot faster than this. France, you need to help us. Big time. Nice. The French are entirely focused on defending here. Although the Germans have gotten pretty close to the airfield. I hope these guys can hold on. Nice. Wonderful. That's what we needed. Alright, the Sa offensive continues. And maybe not enough time to land our bombers. We need to keep going non-stop. Let's go ahead, immediately bomb that location. And now I'm going to order this guy back to base. Because it is time. He's also running pretty low on fuel. This guy, I think he's doing just fine. I mean, technically we could have helped our French allies here. What do you guys think? Should we have hit the 88 instead of the infantry? Food for thought, definitely. Attack! Surrender while you can, Jerry. Give him some what for here. And damn, this city is burning. We didn't want to damage the city, but you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Here we go. We've liberated that one completely under our control. And now we can actually really help our allies here, although that tank is going to be destroyed by that 88. So let's be careful here. I'm just going to advance as much as I can. I don't even want to push it. Just don't see the Gurkha getting here this turn, unfortunately. These tanks, however, still might be able to. Two more cities, guys. How many turns do we have? We have 5 turns. Like, it feels like that's enough, but I can't say for sure. Yeah, we're running out of fuel with this guy, too. Let's send him back to the airfield, and we'll have these guys back in no time. In fact, we are going to give the AA gun... Oh, I thought we were going to give him the final attack. Unfortunately not. Next turn, anyway. But he should be able to wipe out that German unit in the forest. They're still trying. They're still trying. Absolutely insane. But, respect, I guess, for trying? I don't know. Yeah, that 88 is a killer. Although the French seem to be getting consistent attacks here.
What joy.
Oh, wonderful.
I feel 20 years younger.
Oh, that's this thing. That's just going to give us some victory points, some prestige, and global bonus of Churchill's favor sounds pretty good. Not sure what that entails. Let's hope something good. Alright, I'm going to focus on the 88. That thing is an absolute killer. A tank killer, specifically. We might as well soften up this area just to find out what's there. Has to be an infantry unit of some sort, but we could end up taking a lot of damage here that we don't need to. Let's get this guy back to base immediately. Our Air Force has done a tremendous job here. They absolutely deserve their own separate list of commendations. I am so proud of the work they've done here. Yeah, no need to get those mines out of there. We've got to take the risk, and I think it's an enemy infantry unit. Not bad. Not bad. Really good, actually. I think by next turn we can be in that city. I really do. Look at that. We could even get an infantry unit into that city. Let's not push it, though. We're going to keep them out here. And we are taking quite a risk with this one, but we're going to actually keep them back here in the truck without much supply. If the 88 targets them, well, then at least the rest of our guys should be able to shut down the 88 fairly quickly. And you know what? Why not? We might as well go ahead and demine the area. We're here already. It's not going to actually add anything to our score, but it's just a nice thing to do. Let's put it that way. We are playing as the Allies, so we should be nice. But then again, we are playing as the English as well, so... I don't know how to reconcile that. Okay, boom, boom. What else? That's right! The recon vehicle. I knew we were missing something. Come along, son. And I still think we need to keep one guy here, but maybe those are just enemy bunkers and we shouldn't worry about them. I'm gonna worry about them. How about that? Of course, we've also got enough prestige points to also reinforce any units that may be out of reinforcement. So I'm just looking around, see if there's anybody we actually need to help out here. But I think we're good, pretty much. Ending turn. Looks like we got some munitions, some supply anyway, because we were in supply, so that really helps too. Unfortunately, no reinforcements. You've got to call for that, but I like what's going on here. Nice! Alright, the French are in first. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh no, but they actually haven't taken the proper victory location. They probably will, though, here. Yeah, there we go. French have taken it, but as you can see, that counts as our victory hex too, since we're both allies. We're no longer racing. Now it's just, you know, do your best, essentially. Help each other out whenever you can. And it looks like we might be breaking in at night here, but we're going to need to get to some reinforcements for these poor chaps. They've been beaten up very badly. I haven't used this anti-tank gun at all. I think it's time I use it. Even if it gets ambushed, which is probably what's going to happen. Not quite ambushed, but we see the enemy. It's an infantry unit. Let's start getting in there. I thought we were going to be moving on foot. One step closer to victory. Yeah, we're going to end up taking more damage than we dish out. We'll just keep surrounding this particular city and assist with the attack on it. Again, I don't think it's going to take much more, but you never know. You never know. Where's our airfield? What airfield did our planes go to? Aircraft. Here we go. I think we can bring out the Bristols. Yes, we can. It'll take them a turn or so to actually reach the location, but they are ready to fly. Let's take this Bristol over here. This Bristol over here. We're even going to bring in the Hurricane for the final push. Here we go. How are you guys liking this game so far? Let us know. I always like to get feedback on stuff like this. And whether you like it or dislike it, I'm not going to take offense. It just lets me know whether to proceed with games like this in the future. There we go. Vive la France! It's not over yet. Let's see if we can get in there this turn. Why did the French have to stay over the city? That's so rude. Well, that we do what we want, you bastard. Again, we will take damage here, but really trying to take their focus off the rest of our men. We're going to move back, get the tank into that position. Let's attack with the infantry. Got some serious entrenchment there. That's right, boys. Close quarters combat, whatever it takes. Just one more attack should completely loosen them up. But we don't have one more tank, although we do have one more infantry unit. Hold on now, hold on now. Let me just see how far he can move. Unfortunately, he's going to be in the truck if he moves over there. Although there's a chance here that he could get through an attack. Let's see, boys. I'd love to take this first. Nope. It's not what I meant to do, but okay. Undo that move. There we go. Come on, boys. Glory. Oh, yes. If we could just get in there this turn. And yes, we took the final victory objective. I feel pretty good with that. Well done, boys.
Good work, General. Can't say the same about our allies. Bless their souls. The French have taken a bad walloping at the Warned Forest. and during their advance north of Bleebrook. Doesn't look like there's much fight left in them now. Orders from up top are to dig in and await further instruction. General Alexander, your leadership at Saarland was downright exemplary. However, the political climate in Europe is getting more volatile by the day, and we have to cooperate closely with the French. They insist that we dig in, so there will be no further offensive action at Saarland.
Okay, boys, a golden victory there, and we get essentially all of the information here about, you know, the victory itself, how many kills we got, how many flags we took. It looks like we also got a nice little award here, the Médaille Militaire, +2 soft attack by the HQ unit, granted by France. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, well, since you guys have stuck around this long, I might as well show you what's coming up next. So let's take a look. We'll finish the operation.
Gentlemen, how would you evaluate the outcome of the Saar offensive?
I mean, again,
We have achieved all
fucking
of our
voice
objectives.
actors. Seriously,
I deem this
man.
operation a success.
I'll do this
But
for
did we
so
go far
cheap,
enough?
and I'll do a
Why
better
did we
job
not
than these
capitalize
guys.
on our advance? We could have kept the pressure on
Winston
the Germans.
Churchill does not
Instead, we
sound like
retreated.
that.
Prime
Jeez.
Minister Chamberlain was hoping for a diplomatic solution. He wanted to use the Germans as a weapon against the USSR. My attempts to convince him otherwise bore no fruit. He has made a mistake. You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth.
Well, the partition of Poland has shown us the Soviets' true colors.
Indeed, the USSR has revealed itself to be another great predator of this continent.
And all the while the army is in decay. There's nothing worse for a fighting man than a long absence of action.
Perhaps. But the conditions are not there for a successful offensive in Europe. Our troops are insufficient. Our communication with the French is far from perfect. The only rational move is to strengthen our defenses and prepare for the worst.
That's not very optimistic, is it? Are you suggesting we sit and wait, and give the Germans even more time to prepare an attack against France?
Consider the alternative. Should we throw our troops into a European meat grinder like 30 years ago? No, sir. I must recommend we sit and we wait.
All right, so in conclusion, this is one of those titles where I really enjoy the gameplay. I really enjoy the objectives. It's one of those games where a lot of, you know, turn-based strategy games, the objectives are really generic, like capture this city, capture this bridge. In this one, it really, like, it makes you want to capture the objectives, like the fact that you've got a secret agent hiding with a stash of weapons. Like, that part of the game is so well done, but I just can't understand why they wouldn't invest, when they've got these pretty good animations as well, why they wouldn't invest in just some voice actors. Nobody's buying this. It's disrespectful to guys like Winston Churchill. It's disrespectful to the English. It's disrespectful to the Americans when you're trying to portray them with these voices. Again, I just think that, like, investing in voice actors, in my opinion, and let me know in the comments if you agree here, is better for your sales than not investing in voice actors, because I promise you that there are people that will watch that introduction to the campaign and will not even give this game a chance. They will return it immediately because it looks like a freeware game with those voice actors. So I'm sorry to be so rude, well, not to be rude, but to be so outspoken, I guess, about this. But I just think it's such a huge oversight by the company. It looks amateurish, and as a consequence, it makes the game look amateurish. Otherwise, I really like this game, and I'd love to play some more of it. So, like I said, guys, Let's Starting Games know in the comments that this is not okay. We've told them before. We need to tell them again, evidently. If you want to see some more of this, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by the live stream. If you'd like to be so kind as to super chat, I'd really appreciate that. I'm not exactly in a good place right now financially. So thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one, and have an awesome and glorious day. I'd love to see what we've got next for the British here, and maybe even check out the American campaign if we have time. Take care, folks.